Hello everyone, sorry about the delay. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but generally when I am out of the picture for a while, it's because I'm usually throwing something together for you guys, which I'll go into a bit later in the video, but for now I wanted to show you the DLC. So this is the Gun Gale DLC, the costume DLC that you get for Kirito and Sinon. So with Sinon's one, it's just going to be a costume. Her eyes don't change color for some reason, but it's just an outfit, so she doesn't get a weapon. With Kirito, you get a new face, you get a new hairstyle, and you get the outfit, and you get his sword. So I'm going to run outside and I'm going to equip the sword. So you get the sword that's in the show, Photon Sword. It does have a few stats on there, but it's not the same color as the one in the show at the moment. The one in the show is purple, this one is red. Don't know if it changes later on, but yeah, that's what you got in there at the moment. Well, let me step outside so you can take a look. A few people have been asking me to explain blacksmithing a little bit more, so I reckon I'll do that. So you can see she's got a bow, he's got the sword. I don't really like... Well, I don't really think I'm going to stick with this jacket at the moment. But I think I'm going to keep Sinon's one. Well, let me get out of here. So I'll show you the stats on there. So you got the Photon Sword, it's got Spirit Regeneration, I guess it does extra damage to astral and magical creatures. Then you've got the GGO's Bulletproof Suit. So the stats, they're okay, nothing really to shout about. And you get boots as well. But for Sinon, I'm just going to leave hers on. Okay, it looks better. But this one, I don't know. It looks nice though. It's nice that they added it to the game. And there's a sword, you only get one, which is the downside. And it's always on, just burning into his back. Alright, so enough of that. Yeah, so I wanted to explain a bit more I wanted to explain blacksmithing a bit more, since they have done a few changes to it since the new update. And a few people have been asking me about blacksmithing. So let me go into it. So I'm gonna make myself a new weapon, and I am going to upgrade a new weapon. So I'm gonna upgrade my Photon Sword, and I'm going to create a new weapon. I don't know which weapon I want to use yet. I still haven't. Well, I spent my skill points the other day, but then I deleted this. I undone the save file, so I'm gonna redo them again because I picked up some skills that I didn't want. So at the moment I've got around 350 skill points I need to spend on stuff. I need to pick some of the skills that I like the most and create myself a build. I don't know how I managed to get through the whole game without even setting up a real build and just going off sword skills and never using battle skills, but now that I've reached the end game, I'm gonna have to use them. So now that the game is actually out, I think I will start showing some of the end game. So I'll start taking on some of the end game bosses and showing them to you guys. So yes, I'll show you what the last hit bonuses and that kind of stuff from the bosses are. But for blacksmithing, let's talk to Elizabeth. So you can upgrade the items for your partners as well. So it's not going to be just your weapons. So Sinon, you can upgrade her bow's head, and then you can just hand them over to her. So let me go to upgrade. So you can see you've got a category for bows in the corner. So I've got one bow at the moment. I did already upgrade one of her bows and give it to her, so I don't need to mess around with that for now. But you got upgrade, you got create, and you got restore. Restore it. So I'll go to a weapon. So if you go look at the right hand side, it says upgradable 3 times. I believe restore restores it to, it should pop it back up to 10 if that was the initial one. So every time you upgrade, it goes down by 1, and then you have to go to restore the amount of times you can upgrade it, basically. So I don't know if I want to do restore because it does cost a lot to restore. But I'll at least create a weapon and I'll upgrade my Photon Sword. So Photon Sword, so you've got different stats you can upgrade. So you've got strength, you've got vitality, dexterity, agility, hit, dodge, and crit. You'll find some weapons that come with its own unique stats. So generally, if you're going to find weapons that are in treasure chests, you'll have extra things in them like drop rate plus 29, like this dagger. You've got bleeding effects, you have stun, you have different kinds of stat effects on unique weapons as well. So you've got ones like beast attack, instant attack. So generally the unique weapons are going to be the weapons that have unique names or have like a space between the words in there. So you got Valiant Slicer, that one's a unique one. Vermin Killer, that one's a unique one. When you have weapons like Wild Testament, that's not unique, it's just a general weapon. Some of them will have extra effects on them, but that doesn't mean they're really unique like these ones. But let me upgrade one. So I'm gonna upgrade the Photon Sword. Remains Heart. That is one I've already upgraded. So when I upgraded this one, and it increased the strength, so that you can. Before the strength was plus 30, but now I've upgraded it to 5. It's plus 80, so you do get a pretty substantial boost to it. But if you're upgrading the weapon, I'll probably stick to upgrading the stats that boost your sword skills. This one I didn't really need to upgrade strength. I don't know why I upgraded strength, but I'm probably going to change that. If you try to change the stat on a weapon, your upgrade times will go back to 1. So if I want to upgrade strength, it'll go to plus 6. If I wanted to upgrade the vitality, it'll drop back down to plus 1 and start again. So you kind of have to pick which stat you want, but it doesn't. But just because you've upgraded it, just because you've upgraded a weapon and one stat, doesn't mean you can't restart and do something else. So that's a nice thing. But every time you upgrade a weapon, the success rate goes down. So Photon Sword. What do I want to enhance with this one? Don't really want strength on there, so I think for this one, just for example, I'll do dexterity. After you upgrade, I believe the game does save, so I'm never going to use this weapon, so I'm just going to end up wasting a lot of these things, but hey, don't really care. Okay, so I've got 95% chance for this one. I've got full inventory for that weapon, full inventory for those stones anyway, so it doesn't really matter that I'm wasting them. Okay, so I got plus 1. Upgrade that again. So if I went to strength, it'll upgrade it to plus 1, but if I go back to dexterity, it'll jump it back up to 2. Let me see if I can keep going until the success rate goes lower. So it's still really high. No, my mistake. I was still on strength. Okay, so it's gone down to 60%. Still reasonable. Let's bump the dexterity up a little bit more. You can get stones, the upgrade stones, from killing enemies, and that failed. Let's try that again. There were gems that you can get that increase the success rate apparently, but I don't know if I found any of them. And it hasn't actually asked me if I want to use a gem, so I'm not too sure where you would actually input the command to use gems. Maybe it'll tell you, maybe it'll ask you if you actually have one in your inventory, but I don't believe I do. I think gems were actually added with the 1.3 update. So now it's asking me to use 8 materials for 1 upgrade. So it starts off with 2, then I think it increases, it doubles each time. Okay, let's see. 40%, let's try my luck. Let's see if I can get it to plus 5. Lisbeth, why? Come on. I'm wasting my stones here. You know what, Elizabeth? Alright, I'm gonna try one more time. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna go and just create a weapon. I'll create a new one. I don't need you to upgrade my weapon. You know what, Elizabeth? Screw you. Didn't want it anyway. So I'm gonna create a weapon. The weapon I don't really have a good one of is, I don't really have a good spear, so I'm gonna go ahead and create a spear. From what I've seen so far, when you make a new weapon, you end up with a weapon that can appear in a treasure chest, but it's not gonna be, I haven't made a weapon that ends up being like the best one ever. They're all kind of, they're pretty average. But they can have pretty decent stats on them, so I'm gonna create a spear and see what I get. It'll tell me what mats I need for it. So 30 cross stones, 10 stream. Another, okay, so I'm gonna, you can choose a hit or a dodge type. What do I want? Do I want a hit or dodge spear? I'm gonna go for a hit spear. Yep, let's create a hit type. So let's see, what weapon did I get now? And let me see the stats. Let me see if it's better. Hegel Einhorn. So I'm going to try this spear out. Let's see. Let's see what this spear is like compared to the other ones. So stat-wise, you can see what I mean. It's average. It's pretty much average. It's not going to be better than the ones you'd find normally, but it's good enough to. It's still good enough to use. So this is one you'll find out when you're exploring. It's got much better stats on there. It's got higher damage. This one is the one I just made. So you can upgrade it. It's got a ridiculous amount of hit to it. But if you want more power, then generally finding weapons out in the field is better. If you just need more accuracy, then making accuracy or dodge, making your own ones better. But for me, I prefer just going out and finding weapons. I'm not really one to go crafting my own weapons.